everyone, it's Julia. I have a project today that I think would make good Christmas gifts. They are the patchwork clutches that I've been making, and it does have a strap that can be removed completely if you want it just as a clutch, or you can use it as a crossbody or a shoulder bag, and the strap is adjustable. One of the things that I really like about this bag is it's probably things you already have on hand, especially if you're a quilter or a sewer. It's just a lot of scraps. I do use a cotton canvas for the base. I use the canvas, but if you don't have the canvas, you can use a lighter weight for the base. You don't see a lot of it, just a little bit of the raw edges showing. Also, it doesn't have a zipper in it. It just has a magnetic snap closure. But again, if you don't have the magnetic snaps, you can use a button or you can figure out some other kind of fastener for that. It has a lining and a patch pocket in it. So really a simple bag, and I'll just go over the instructions today with you. We're not going to be completing this bag, but I have another one that I'm going to be making. And I use a lot of quilting stitches in this with my walking foot, and it also will be showing it. I do on this one have quite a bit of free motion, just little stitches. You can see that flower there, but again, that's completely optional. Two, I added like a hello on the inside and just some doodling with free motion. But again, you don't have to do that. There's so many stitches in this just with the quilting stitches, and we'll go over all that. It's just a fun, easy bag, and I'm thinking like any of those people that even like a teenage daughter, even a little bit older than that. I carry something very similar to this. I think any sewer on your list would love something like, and it's very unique. It's just so for that particular person, I think it would make a great gift. And it goes together really quickly without all the zippers and things that some bags have. I hope you enjoy this. Let's get started. My base piece measures 12 inches across by 20 inches in height. And mine is a 100% cotton canvas, but you can use whatever you want for the base. And then I have a cut piece of batting cut approximately the same size, and then my lining. And this is basically how the little, it's going to be like an envelope style clutch. And I have my scraps picked out, just things that I thought looked nice together. And then I'm going to just lay things out the way I like, just kind of filling around with it and seeing what I like best. I love this navy and cream stripe. And this piece I'm going to cut a little bit larger than some of them, and I'm going to wrap the bottom with it. And you'll see me do that here in a second, just cutting it down to size. This was a neat piece. It just has the alphabet on it. I do like to pick up these fabrics that are just unique like this, and it's more of like just like a focal point on the bag. I am overlapping about 1/2 of an inch, and then just arranging the way I like it. I'm leaving a little bit of that frayed edge showing on that base canvas. One more little piece I'm gonna stick in there. And now before I flip it over to do the back, I will be adding some glue to this. And I'll show you that in my next step. And then again, going to be cutting this in so that a little bit of that frayed edge shows. And I'm just taking white school glue and a very small bit of it, just little dots of it. You don't want too much because it does seep through. But one thing nice about this glue is it completely washes out. So if you get it someplace where you don't want it, you can certainly take care of it. But this will keep everything into place. I will hit this with my iron too, and that'll really dry that glue quickly. And then I'll be able to flip this over and then I'll do all the patch work on the back side as well. And that's all done. I got everything the way I want it. And now it's to my sewing machine with my walking foot. And I'm going through all my layers here, and I have cream colored thread on, and I'm just doing a little bit of a wavy stitch, but going all the way across. My stitches are about 1/2 inch, spaced about 1/2 inch, I would say. Again, not really measuring and not going straight. I'm just doing a little bit of a wave. And here's what it looks like. I really like the inside. I love that quilted look to it. And we're on to the next step. I'm using my heat erase pens, and I'm going to add some doodles to this, and I want to draw those doodles on before I get to my sewing machine. This is like another thing that is completely optional, but I do like doing free motion doodles on this. Doing some X's on this piece. Decided to do like a little leaf and a flower up in here. Doing circles on this bottom part. And then doing another leafy stem over here. Now I have an orangey multicolored thread on, and then just doing my doodles with that. I'm also adding some stitches on the outside, or the just to frame some of these patches. I don't do it to all of them, but I do like to just secure the ends a little bit more. Adding those little flower pieces. I do hop to, I think, a green colored thread too in just a little bit, and I'll do those leaves on that flower. Just thought these had nice little circles on them, so I'm just going to outline those circles with free motion stitching. And then doing some zigzag just to get those patches a little bit, just to finish those off a little. And adding some color to these stems. Doing a little zigzag doodle between those circles. And now I just want to do some embellishment. I have a yo-yo there. I'm going to be adding this piece of lace to the front. And just different elements that I have in my sewing room. I love just stamped image. I believe this one was gifted to me. I just love it. I'm going to put it in that on the inside of my bag. I like to have a little surprise in the inside. Love this doily. Just going to add that. And then I thought a piece of this tape, I'll stick this down below so you can see. I love this measuring tape trim. It's just a fun thing to add. But I do realize that this is just not quite square, and so I'm going to square this, this piece off before I add that measuring tape trim. I'm just going to draw that so it's straight, and then just cut that with my rotary cutter. Oh, no, with my scissor. I'm going to be adding some hand stitching to this and my embellishments, and this is what it looks like. I did some running stitches. And you can see my little doily that I added. And my inside, I did a running stitch around that patch. Added that measuring tape. And then did some hand stitching on those little leaf things that I did, those little stems. And now I want to add an inside patch pocket, just something really simple. I'm going to put this little piece on there as well that says Imagine. And then also for the strap, my straps I cut 3 inches wide, and I'm just going to piece those as well. I've just put some of the leftover scraps. I do like my shoulder strap to measure approximately 55 inches. You'll see I do cut a little pieces off for the loops. And I'm going to miter these corners. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just doing a pin so they're at a right angle. I always get mixed up. I have to kind of fold it back to see what I'm doing and then sticking a pin. And we'll be stitching all this together. Got the pocket in. Now for this, I did miter those, and I'm cut those little triangles off, opening these up and pressing these. Got a nice mitered little seam there. It really helps reduce the bulk when you miter your strap. And then I'm going to be folding these in half and then folding them again. This 3-inch strap, if you cut it at 3 inches, you're going to get about a 3/4 of an inch strap, which is great for this size. I cut off 3 inches twice, so 6 inches for the little loop, folded it, and I will be pinning that right at the top there on the back side. And then I'm going to miter my corners, or on the bottom, not miter, just do a box corner. And so I'm cutting an inch off, a little inch square off the bottom of these. And I do save one of these because I'm going to use it as my little flap. The striped one I decided to save. We're getting there. It's almost done. It's just on to just putting in that little magnetic snap. This is where you could add a loop and a button instead of the snap, or even a piece of Velcro would work. I'll leave the link for the snaps down below too. They're really quite inexpensive. I use them a lot for my bags. Just marking where I need that second set. I really like the weight of this bag. It actually will have four layers when you get the batting and the lining and then the base and all the patches. It's just a nice, really a nice weight. Not too stiff, but has a nice body to it. Now I'm going to add that just to cover that snap up. Then I have this old rusty key. And I'm just going to add, just deciding I want to stick that key on that little little flap there. And then it's onto the side seams. Everything is sewn so the raw edges show. And then boxing these corners and sewing across that as well, so that again the corners are raw sides out. And then that little snap, I'm just going to add another little flower to that, just to cover that inside snap up. Just put a little bit of glue on that. Putting the strap through those loops and then just tying a knot. This is such an easy strap where you can, anybody who wants to adjust it, it's very, very easy. Just tie the knot a little bit further in. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. I do have some more pictures at the end of both of them, so you can see some close-ups. I hope you like this, everyone. I hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.